Video games. This is Kind of Funny Games Daily for Thursday, October 4th, 2018. I'm one of your hosts, Jared Petty, alongside pinch hitter Andy Cortez.
Hey, guys. Hey.
So, our guest is caught in the nightmare of San Francisco traffic. Steve from Nintendo Everything is on the way, but it's time to go live. So, Andy, thank you for graciously agreeing to appear.
What are we talking about today?
What are we talking about? Well, we've got this handy printed out script here. We're going to talk about
whoa.
all the news of gaming that's fit to hear, fit for human ears. But first, we want to remind everybody they can watch live on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames, that they can watch later on demand on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames. Indeed, as they're watching the show, then go to kindoffunny.com/you're-wrong and let us know what we're getting wrong on kindoffunny.com/you're-wrong, and go to patreon.com/kindoffunnygames if you want to back the show financially, and we hope that you will.
I would love if kindoffunny.com/you're-wrong just said Andy's on the show.
Andy's on the show. That's
that
it.
Would be great.
That's going to be the wrong.
That'd be the best submission.
You and I have never done this before.
No, never. I mean, I've only done the show like 5 times.
Oh, no. Okay, we got to fix that.
I mean, we don't have to. It's fine.
I think we need a Jared and Andy Kind of Funny Games Daily spectacular.
Andy hates doing Games
I think I'm
Daily.
fine.
You hate doing Games Daily?
It's just it's just not for me. I just don't. I'm not
He
this.
doesn't see himself as an authority.
I'm the number one games journalist, but I'm not the number one news guy. You know what I mean?
Come on, Andy.
Do
Come on.
you even believe that there's anything to the illusion that any of us have a clue what we're talking about here?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's a great point, Jared.
Honestly, this is a ship of fools. Housekeeping. Extra Life 2018, November 3rd, we'll be streaming games and shenanigans for 24 hours as we raise money for Children's Miracle Network Hospitals. Join or donate now at kindoffunny.com/extralife. That's kindoffunny.com/extralife, and we hope that you will. Also, just plugging here, new episode of Red Dead Radio is up with lots of breakdown of the new Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer. Lots of spoiler-free stuff, just going in and taking a look at a lot of the neat mechanical stuff and the implications from that. Hope you'll take a look at that. You can go to reddeadradio.com and find that, or to my YouTube channel, Hop, Blip, and a Jump. Friday, I'm going to be one of many guests on Game Scoop 500. 500 episodes of IGN's Game Scoop. Been around for like 10 years.
Before I was born.
Yeah, I mean, you are indeed the youngest among us.
I'm 9 years old, yeah.
I know. So there's got to. How old are you, Andy?
I'm 30.
You're 30?
30 years old.
Good Lord,
Never
man,
been
you look
kissed.
younger than 30.
Never been kissed.
It's freaking amazing. Never been
Thank
kissed
you.
once? I mean,
It's just, it's the,
I'll be happy to kiss you.
The hair's
If you want.
gone. The hair's
Yes.
been, it's been going for a while, Jared.
Has it?
But
Your hair looks great.
But I just don't have, I don't get the wrinkles really easily, I think.
No?
And I'm fortunate for that.
no, I
Yeah.
think it's a good look for you,
Thank you.
honestly.
Thank
I
you.
like it. And I think your
appreciate
hair
it,
looks
Jared.
marvelous. I would kill to have your hair. Today's episode is brought to you by Third Love and Loot Crate, but we'll talk about that later because right now it is time for what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. 6 items on today's Roper Report.
A baker's dozen!
First item. Today, from Nintendo Everything's Matt O'Keefe, an update to the rumor of the new Switch model coming in the second half of 2019. That Nintendo Switch, you ever play with that thing?
Here and there.
You heard of it.
Here and there, Jared.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this.
According to a translation of a report from the Wall Street Journal Japan, Nintendo plans to launch a new version of the Switch in the second half of this year. We'll update as the story develops. And now the update. The American Wall Street Journal just reported on the new Switch model. Here are some details about Nintendo's plans, including possibly improving the display. Nintendo is still debating about what new hardware and software features to include in the upgrade and weighing the costs of the features. People with knowledge of the discussion said one option is improving the display. The current Switch uses a lower-end liquid crystal display without some technologies that are standard in more recent smartphone LCDs. Updating the display with these technologies would make it brighter, thinner, and more energy efficient. Hey, very important with batteries.
Give me that battery life.
That's right. The updated Switch isn't expected to adapt the organic light emitting diode or OLED panels used in Apple Incorporated's iPhone X series. Nintendo is looking to release the new Switch in the later half of 2019, perhaps as soon as the summer, the people said. So, Andy, my friend, Tim Getty's been talking a lot about this possibility of a new Switch, these new features. He and I have some kind of bet about this thing. I've forgotten what the terms are. Somebody let us know, because I've forgotten what they are.
I think you're losing, bro.
What's that?
Said I think you're losing, bro.
No, it wasn't about there being a new Switch. It was about what it would do. So let's find out.
Really?
Yeah, it was about, because Tim is convinced this new thing is not going to dock. It's
Really?
not about the TV connection.
No,
that's
I
been
don't-
his push point. So what do you think, Andy?
I disagree with that. I think it's just going to be sort of I would like a bigger screen, better screen.
A bigger screen.
Yeah.
So you want a bigger handheld screen?
Well, I mean, I think it could take up more of the real estate.
Okay.
Like
all
there's
right.
enough bezel on the Switch where you could have more room for display.
I see. Okay. So you
similar
don't
to-
actually want the unit to be larger. You want the screen to be larger.
Similar
against the
to how
bezel.
the Apple Watch, like it's the same size, but it's just taking up more now. Like, yeah, I want that. Give me a better battery. Most importantly, this doesn't even have to be new Switch related. Give me a damn Netflix app. With offline mode. That's what I want.
Well, you've already got Cool Greg watching Hulu on a Switch and doing nothing else
Exactly.
with it. So, I mean, Netflix is the logical
Let me
next
download
choice.
offline mode. When I'm on a flight, I want to be playing some Switch and then just switch to the Netflix app instead of having to bust out my laptop or my phone or whatever.
Switch to that Netflix app right there. Just want to do it.
That was a bad snap. Sorry about that.
I think it was a fun
Sorry about
snap.
that.
So you are interested in having more entertainment apps on your Switch.
Yes, 100%.
So we got a question here from Anthony Kelly in Hong Kong who says, "Hi, Jared and Steve." He didn't know it was going to be Andy.
Hey,
With
Steve.
rumors that Nintendo will be launching a new Switch hardware revision next summer, what changes, major or minor, would you like to see them make to the hardware? I personally just like to see a better kickstand, but if they could add a larger 1080p screen to it,
That's it. Just a kickstand.
okay, there we go. If they could add a larger 1080p screen to it, bump the CPU to push those extra pixels, I'd be tempted to get one. Maybe with a better CPU that could get higher quality video capture or some other nice bells and whistles. Who am I kidding? I'm just waiting for an excuse to become a 2-Switch household. A significant hardware revision might get me to and a significant hardware revision might be what gets me to buy that second system.
Give me a Bluetooth audio.
Well, that's what I said. What hardware
Oh,
upgrades do you
yes.
both want to see next summer? So you're saying Bluetooth audio.
Bluetooth audio.
Bigger screen.
I know that when, I don't know when this was, Kevin, but we all played Fortnite one day on Switch, and we all had to resort to Discord for chatting.
Uh-huh.
Because, Kevin was like, oh, I have to sit a foot in front of my TV because my headphone cable is only so long, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Bluetooth audio is sort of a must. I think it'd be,
game changer.
I don't think you could excuse them not putting Bluetooth audio. It's
Okay.
like a must-have.
Because of the physical design of the thing
Yeah.
and how that prohibits some of it. All right. Bluetooth audio, bigger screen for you, and like he says, a better CPU to push extra pixels if
Sure.
it's a higher res. I don't care about the resolution so much.
I don't think 1080 is required. I think I would like a better quality display.
Yeah.
Still 720, just bigger because you're going to get better battery life with
Yeah,
a smaller
honestly, I
resolution.
don't think I want 1080 on anything that small. Anything as small as the Switch's screen, 1080 could come back to bite you with text and things like that. Because I'm an old man.
Sure.
I got them bad old man
I mean,
eyes.
it'll look nicer for sure, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's that necessary when you are playing in handheld. I mean, well, also, now let me preface this by saying I mostly play docked.
Mm-hmm.
So people back home, or people just on the internet who play handheld a lot are probably screaming at their wherever they're listening to this.
I don't know. No, I think
Saying that they
720 is
want
great
higher
for handheld. I'm fine with that. And I do think
That guarantees more battery life too.
the kickstand's a big deal. I know that sounds silly, but a better kickstand would make the Switch a better product.
Sure, yeah.
I think the kickstand's a big deal. I think another thing I'd really like to see them change in a new model would be simply giving me some kind of new Joy-Con option with a D-pad on it, release it at the same time. Something I can switch out.
Something
Just
better
keep in
than
my
the
luggage.
Hori.
Yeah, no, something better than the Hori, something first party, something with just with a Nintendo style D-pad on it that I can switch out my left Joy-Con and play any games I want with a D-pad. I'd really like to be able to do that. And I think this would be a logical time to introduce a product like that. I like the Switch. Biggest thing of all, though. There's been a lot of talk about overheating, battery cracking, etc. around the Switch.
I'm so lucky to have avoided all that. Yeah.
I just want a piece of hardware that doesn't have issues like that. I am not very forgiving of hardware that causes people problems soon after purchase. I want reliability more than anything else. Don't give me a single new feature. Make it more reliable. That's my first pick.
I wonder what the percentage rate is on that.
I don't
of
think we will
failures.
ever know.
Yeah.
Mine is expanding.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, that's a
And I know
bummer.
that Barrett's was as well.
Yeah, Barrett's was having some problems with it. I know that when the whole Xbox Red Ring 360 was happening, they released the reports at like 51% or 52%.
Statistically, and this is an absolute fact, 120% of all Xbox 360s eventually suffered the red ring of death.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah. There were actually more red ring failures than there were Xbox.
Makes sense.
That's
Makes sense.
That's a fact right there. So it sounds. But you and I both think this is going to be switchable still. The Switch is going to remain the Switch.
I think it's going to remain dockable.
Okay, yeah. I think we get that. Tim Geddes get
that a word, dockable?
It is now. You just coined it, my friend. You just coined it. I'm going to check on our guest here real quick.
I feel like the changes are going to be super minor. Maybe just a little bit bigger screen. I wouldn't be shocked if it's not dockable, but I think that we're not going to get many changes. And I think that a year and a half from now, they're going to announce the next one.
So you think it's going to be more of an iterative, like the iPhone S version?
I mean,
or whatever?
No, like the DS. Think about how many different versions of DS.
Sure.
I think it's possible that you'll have a DS one eventually. I don't think they give up on the Switch narrative of the Switch for another year.
But I do think we get better docks with this.
Oh, that'd be nice.
I think we'll get better docks, maybe smaller, less intrusive.
Oh, crazy.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so.
The only people I hear arguing for a Switch that doesn't dock are people that don't play Switch docked. I think there's a market for that, but those people have already bought a Switch. Number two, there are. I think making it cheaper is how I think you're going to pull that off. He arrives just in time, Andy.
Get in here, Steve.
Thank you for filling in, Andy. Steve from Nintendo Everything. Oh, Andy's walking away with the notes.
Perfect timing.
Andy's walking back with the notes.
All
Steve,
right.
you've arrived at the perfect moment. We were just reading the Nintendo Everything story about the upcoming rumored new Switch.
Oh, I was just talking about this with Andre from Game Explain this morning.
Excellent. Kevin, are we getting good audio from Steve here?
Absolutely.
All right, then let's continue, Steve. And welcome, by the way. I'm Jared. Nice to meet you face to face. All
Likewise.
right, here we go. So let's talk about what this thing might be. We've already heard Andy's opinion. We've already heard my opinion. I'd love to know what you think.
So I'm thinking that we're getting a upgraded Switch. There have been very quiet rumblings about it since almost the launch of the original, when we all discovered that there was a Tegra X1 in that thing. And the Tegra X2 had already been out for, 6 months to a year. I'm expecting we see a Tegra X2 version of the Switch. I don't expect it to be some crazy world-ending upgrade. It's not going to be like the difference between PS4 and PS4 Pro. But I do expect we get something along the lines of like a DSi or a 3DS XL.
So you're expecting something with improved software processing capability? I mean, there were DSi exclusives, for example. Would there be exclusive games for this second iteration Switch?
I doubt it. I don't think so, because the Switch is already wildly popular, and the last thing you want to do is fragment that user base. I'm thinking what we're going to see is something that is more akin to the relationship between the PS4 and the Pro, where all the games run on it, but they run slightly better on this new Switch. So I would say, there's parts where even launch titles, Nintendo's own first-party efforts kind of chug at certain spots. Mario Odyssey doesn't look so great in New Donk City. Breath of the Wild takes a huge hit when you go to the Sacred Forest. So I'm thinking that you'll probably get better performance, like more consistent frame rates, maybe slightly better visuals, but nothing that's gonna, I wouldn't say it'll be on the order of PS4 to PS4 Pro, but it will be a similar scenario software-wise.
I disagree. I think we'll get that piece of hardware. I think we'll get it at least a year from now, but I'll be fascinated to see if you're right or not. You know more about this than I do, so I suspect you are, but I think it is entirely too soon to give an iterative version of the hardware that actually provides better performance. I think and I think that's that narrative. We're a little too far out for that. I think one more year, that's forgivable. At this point, I'm just going to be mad if they do that.
Fair to be mad.
No, I don't think so. I think it's feature-oriented stuff. Even if there's a Tegra X2 in there, I think it's going to be either a resolution increase or to be able to handle new features. I don't think that they'll improve the game performance.
We'll have to see. I'll put 5 on that.
All right, I'll put 5 on that. Sounds good.
All right.
Shaking. Here we go.
We're shaking
bacon.
It's a bet.
Indeed.
It's on.
Breaking news, Tegra X. No, let's see. Number 2 on the Roper Report. Game developers say they're preparing for PSN name changes.
Woo!
This from Jason Schreier of Kotaku. Let me tell you what. Kevin's going to come after me after the show. He's going to be like, Jared, what's the metadata? What's the headline? Do I go with new Switch? Or do I, knowing the kind of funny Games Daily audience, knowing the kind of funny best friends, go with the single most requested feature in this community, in the history of the universe, the changing of PSN names? Let's find out. As PlayStation users across the world wonder whether they'll ever get to change their names from or to X Gusproth 420, the option now seems closer than ever. Developers of multiplayer games tell Kotaku that they're preparing for PlayStation Network name changes to finally come soon. 3 people with 3 different game studios, speaking anonymously because they were not authorized to talk to press, said that in recent months, they've been fixing bugs, tweaking settings, and ensuring that their games are compatible with Sony's plans. A 4th person who worked for a game studio shared a photo obtained from internal Sony documentation of a PSN profile containing the option Edit Username. The documentation was a guide for changing one's name on the PlayStation Network. That person said, "We don't yet have any sort of time frame for the feature. Those developers suggested that as a result of how PSN IDs were originally implemented, linking your account ID to your username, rather than some sort of universal unique identifier, retroactively fixing old multiplayer games might be a time-consuming and difficult prospect." Sony did not respond to a request from comment. This, once again, Jason Schreier from Kotaku.
Comes from Jason, you know it's legit.
Is that how it works?
That's how it works. Everything Jason says is true, and occasionally he delays No Man's Sky, but mostly he's right about everything.
So are you ready for it? Do you believe we can live in a world where this is possible?
I need it.
You need it?
I am XX Goku Sephiroth 420.
What is your PSN ID? Do you feel comfortable sharing it on the air?
Oh yeah, I'm fine with that. It is Ryo Humar. It is it's a throwback to my PSO character from the Dreamcast days, which doesn't quite seem relevant anymore.
Mags, all the mags that you collected.
I had so many. I had all of them, especially you, Sato. I have. No joke, a PSO Sato mag toy sitting on my desk at home.
Phantasy Star Online. Those were the days.
Oh, they were.
All right, so, Steve, you're ready for it, and you think it's real. When do you think we see this roll out? Do you think it'll be based on when they get the tech finished, or do you think that they're going to time it for one of the shows? Or, there's no pardon me. There's no press conference coming this fall. Where do you think they announce it?
Right, and that's a really good question. I honestly do believe it's a matter of when the tech is ready. I have a friend who works at Sony as a programmer who was assigned to, at one point in his career, PSN name changes. And he intimated to me that the process of getting this done was just insane, that there was so much red tape and that the systems that they were working with were just insanely difficult to actually get this request through, and that and this was something he told me 3-4 years ago. So they've been working on this for a long time, and I do think it's just a matter of they're probably so sick and tired of hearing about it that as soon as it's ready, they're just going to send it out via press release or a PlayStation blog post. I think it'll actually be, comparatively to its impact, a little unceremonious.
Well, it could be. Or Sony could, if they so chose, contact us here at Kind of Funny, because I don't know if you've heard, but we're hosting a winter press conference.
I did.
Where we've got some games to show off, and if Sony wanted to announce this change there, if they wanted to make a big splash, just saying,
the door's open, Sony.
Give us a call. We'll be glad to hear about it. Number 3, PUBG gets a ranking system. This from Nick at IGN. Nick Santangelo. He's told me how to say it. At this point, you know what? It's from Nick. PUBG for PC received patch 22 yesterday, which introduced a new ranking system inspired in part by the game's mobile version. Also included in the patch is a new anti-cheat system, wheel-style quick select menu for healing and throwable items, and the return of map selection. The new ranking system offers players 8 ranks from bronze to grandmaster to move through. Ranks are assigned on earned rank points, with players being assigned their first rank after completing 10 placement matches. Players will then move up or down in the system as they play based on their current rank points, which will be awarded according to in-game performance. PUBG's ranking system does not have its own matchmaking the way many other competitive games do for such systems. Instead, player performance will be tracked through standard matches. You playing the PUBG?
I am not. I jumped on the Fortnite train pretty early, and PUBG never really became a thing. I dabbled with the mobile version for a little bit. I had a few friends that were playing it, and to me, it just felt like an inferior version of Fortnite at that point. Which
you broke
I'm sorry,
some people's
PUBG
hearts
fans.
out there.
I'm sorry. I like cartoony games.
You like
what
the
can I
cartoons.
say?
You like. What about Fortnite for you?
So Fortnite. Okay, so first off, I'm gonna shatter even more hearts. I like Fortnite, but I don't like Battle Royale. So it's kind of a 1-2 thing, right? Yeah, I know. I played
here, kid.
Save the World or Bust, all right? Save the
there you
World
go.
is fucking awesome. And I don't care what you say. I work at a Nintendo blog, and it breaks my heart that my favorite version of Fortnite is not available on the Switch.
On Nintendo. Oh, that's beautiful. By the way, shout out to Amanda, my friend who works on Save the World over there at Epic. Those folks working hard, laying the foundation that caused that whole explosion. Well done.
Indeed.
So, there's nothing in the world I care about less than ranking in video games, but lots of people do. So, good for y'all. Enjoy that in PUBG. Let's move on to story number 4. The live-action Mega Man movie is finally official.
Oh, God.
Last updated by Eddie Makuch of GameSpot, Capcom's live-action Mega Man movie, which we first heard about back in 2015, is now finally official. The Japanese publisher confirmed everything that was rumored before. Henry Joost and Ariel Schulman, who directed Paranormal Activity 3 and Paranormal Activity 4, are writing and directing the Mega Man film, which is tentatively titled Mega Man. Planet of the Apes Studios' 20th Century Fox is distributing the movie, and Shonen Entertainment is producing. Heroes actor Masi Ota is producing as well. Based on the influential and globally beloved Mega Man franchise, Capcom aims to appeal to a diverse audience, including not only game players, but action movie fans as well, with an adaptation that maintains the world of the Mega Man games while incorporating the grand production and entertainment value that Hollywood movies are known for. Capcom said in a press release.
I don't even know what to say. This is going to be Super Mario Brothers movie all over again.
You think so? Oh, wow.
I want to know who was thinking that this was a good idea, and was it the same people that stopped that grimdark Mega Man first-person game that we saw a few years back? Because I would take that over this any day of the week.
Don't pretend to understand how movies get made. I've had plenty of opportunities to sit down with people that have been part of those production processes, and at this point, it really does seem like there's just a magic 8-ball that's shaken.
It's true.
And you turn it over, and then that's what. But there's a huge difference between a movie being announced and a movie getting made. Yesterday, Variety reported that a DDR movie has been announced. Did you hear about this?
I did not.
Dance Dance Revolution, the movie, is also coming, except that, I wrote a thing for IGN about this a couple of months ago, like 90% of video game movies that get announced never get made.
That's true.
Because unlike video games where it gets announced after it's already mostly done, in movies, it gets announced when literally no work has been done.
Yeah, there's like a director attached.
Yeah, and
that's
maybe a script if you're lucky. And so this may never happen, but let us hope. I love Mega Man. Where are you falling on the Blue Bomber?
I love him. I actually just published a piece yesterday on IGN about the top 10 Mega Man bosses of all time.
That was you.
That was me.
No kidding.
Yeah.
How many Mega Man 8 bosses were on that list?
There were 3. I like Mega Man 8.
Get off my set. Get off my set.
Can we at least agree Metal Man is number 1?
What's
Can
that?
we agree Metal Man is number 1?
Metal Man's weapon is number 1.
But Metal Man is the owner of Metal Man's weapon. That clearly. When you think about Mega Man, Metal Man's got to be at least
Metal
in
Man's
the
way
top.
up there. Quick Man's way up there too.
Quick Man is way up there, but I already put Flash Man up there, and it seemed weird to have
Quick
Flash
Man
and
is way up there. You had 3 Mega Man 8 bosses. Again, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. All right. But yeah, I think we can both agree. We love Mega Man.
Yeah,
but I loved 11. I really enjoyed it. I'm
Oh my
still
god,
playing
11 was fantastic. It was the best 4 hours I ever spent with the Blue Bomber, I think, which is saying something because I just played through X Legacy Collection 1, not 2.
Wow.
And Mega Man 11 is probably my favorite mainline game to date.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to talk some Mega Man together soon.
Yes,
I like
yes,
this.
yes.
But when it comes to Mega Man live action movies, some things you just look at and you go, that's not a good idea.
Right. It's not the right medium for Mega Man at all.
Yeah.
He should be in a cartoon. Like, even Mega Man 11 has this kind of Saturday morning cartoon art style to it in a way. Like, and the voice acting is kind of hammy in the way that would fit like a cartoon.
Yeah, they were talking a kind of funny morning show. I mean, it is 20th Century Fox, which means the Disney umbrella. Why in the world isn't this like a Wreck-It Ralph style movie?
Right, exactly.
You know,
it would be fantastic in that kind of medium, but putting a dude in the suit, like,
Yeah.
no, come on. Did we learn nothing from Ryan Reynolds and Green Lantern?
I don't know. The only way I think I go for this is if they get like Jeff Bridges and put him in the original, like the Mega Man cover art from Mega Man
the
1.
bad box art Mega Man.
If they put him in that, if it's Jeff Bridges and he's wearing that, then I'm in. Otherwise, there's just no way.
I have doubts that will happen, but I would pay to see it.
All right. By the way, Nick, I know you tweeted me and said how to say your last name correctly. This going back a story, and I completely lost that tweet. Would you send it again? Because at this point I'm really embarrassing myself. It is not a hard name to say. I'm just an idiot. Moving on here, this one, Sony reveals November's PS Plus games extremely early. This by Adam Bankhurst of IGN. Sony has seemingly revealed 2 of the free PS4 titles for the PlayStation Plus lineup for November extremely early. They are Yakuza Kiwami and Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition. On the official PlayStation Plus page, Yakuza Kiwami and Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition, both remasters, appear with the text November free PS4 games. No further information is present. Announcing these games this early is not par for the course for Sony. As example, October's free games, including Friday the 13th and Laser League, were revealed on September 26th, just a few days before the end of the month. Somebody hit the wrong switch?
It has to be.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that they would just pull those names out of a hat and put up an erroneous blog post. It just doesn't happen that way. These are the games we're going to get in November. Somebody is probably in deep crap over at Sony right now.
Every now and then somebody presses the wrong button. I have seen it happen in this industry where tweets go out or messages go out that were placeholders or they brought in the wrong date or
all kinds of stuff. You're scheduling some content in your CMS and you put the wrong month and
sometimes the CMS just does it too.
Oh, yeah.
That happens occasionally.
We were during the last direct, we were writing up news stories, and I had an entire thing written for Splatoon 4.0 update, complete with assets and text, and our system just swallowed it, and we had to rewrite it within like 2 or 3 minutes just to get it out the door.
By the way, for those who don't know, CMS, Content Management System.
Oh yeah,
which is a term we probably take for granted. But
yeah, I think we probably do a little bit, those of us in the industry. But it's basically where you stage all your articles that you eventually see. We schedule them, and then they eventually just magically appear on the front page.
We hope.
Yeah, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're just gone.
Final one here. Monolith Soft recruiting first production development staff for a new RPG project. This from Sal Romano Gematsu. Monolith Soft's first production development department, which created Xenoblade Chronicles, Xenoblade Chronicles X, and Xenoblade Chronicles 2, is hiring staff for the development of a new RPG project. The studio is seeking programmers, including graphics programmers, character control programmers, and AI programmers, planners, including level designers, technical artists for modeling TA, animation TA, and effects TA, designers, including map modelers, in-game animators, character modelers, character designers for the artwork staff, and script event creators, and management and support staff, including production assistants and event production management, to work on the RPG. Well, there we go.
I'm deeply interested in this. I actually just spoke to the team behind Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I want to say about a month ago. We did an interview with them and asked them what was next following the release of the expansion Golden Country of Torna. And they told us they had nothing in mind, which clearly seems a little disingenuous. But they were pretty quick to say that they were done with the Xenoblade Chronicles series for now.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that this might be an all new property for them, or a continuation of an older existing property.
What would you like to see from Monolith next?
The one thing I can't have, which would be a proper sequel to Xenogears. I'd like to see something in that series again, but that's never happening.
Mega Man 8 and Xenogears. We are 2 strikes here. Two strikes. Steve, I thought I liked you. I don't understand this.
There's still so much common ground, though, man.
I'm just being mean.
Xenogears is good.
Now, Xenogears is Xenogears. Make the argument for Xenogears, because I'm kind of being a jerk here.
So Xenogears and okay, so to be fair, I might be looking at it with rose-tinted glasses a little bit. The last time I played it was in the 90s, and I was 16 years old. So maybe 20 years has changed it. I haven't gone back to it, but I really liked it. The main character, Faye, I thought was cool. The idea of a martial artist piloting a giant robot, I thought was kind of cool. Like, he had that second evil side to him, and that changed his doll to be like a more evil, badass looking representation of itself. I felt that it kind of, I'll be honest, I don't remember many of the story beats at this point, but I felt that it was like a solid RPG for the time. How did
you feel about them running out of money and now you're sitting in a chair for a desk?
Okay, yeah, I didn't like that.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, but if you're talking gameplay wise, it reached a certain point. But yeah,
there are games that were not finished that I enjoy. Metal Gear Solid 5 was obviously unfinished,
yes.
and I
oh my
loved
God.
it. You know, absolutely loved that game, even though it was obviously not done.
Oh yeah,
and
it was like somebody at some point late in development told Kojima, pack up your desk.
Yeah.
and everyone else threw up their hands. They're like, we're not finishing it. We don't even know what he was doing. And they're like, fine, ship it. It's done. We'll put the stuff on a bonus DVD.
Which is amazing because it's still a spectacular video game. But yeah, Xenogears not really my cup of tea, but I do like something I really do like about it is the weird, wacky degree of imagination that goes into it. That kind of boundary pushing stuff. I also think I believe this paraphrase is correct. I'm thinking back into memory, but I think it was Scott Sharkey who said that the Xenogears was like somebody played Mad Libs with the Bible.
Yep.
And I think I hope I'm getting that quote right. And I think there's something to that end of it too. But yeah, I like Monolith stuff in general, and I want to see more come back.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. I can't wait to see what they're planning.
But that's a long time away. Now, Steve, you watch our show here. We haven't had time to prep beforehand, but I think you're aware that you're about to be handed a challenge because we're going to switch segments here.
All right.
Because this is a game that's coming out later. But if I wanted to know right now what games I could play today for the first time, where would I go?
Where would you go?
What
I guess
would
you would go to the official list of upcoming software across each and every platform as listed by the Kinda Funny Games daily show hosts each and every weekday.
Yeah. Nice, yeah, there, Kevin. That one felt especially throaty.
Yeah.
I liked it. Yeah. Very good. Out today. Hey, and again, we got you here on the right day of the week.
That's
it's
right.
Switch Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. Starting actually with the PS4 game, Freaky Awesome for PS4. Frutakia 2. Not the sequel to Frutakia.
Sure.
I don't know Frutakia 2.
The critically acclaimed
Frutakia
game.
For Switch. Heavy Burger for Switch. Know anything about that?
Sounds tasty.
Jetamero, Hero of the Universe for Switch. Kemono, Friends Picross for Switch.
Well, we can guess what that one's
Or
about.
Picross for Switch. Man, I'm screwing up my Japanese translation. Or I forget translation, just pronunciation. I can't talk. The Midnight Sanctuary for PS4, Switch, and PC. Man, I assume this is pronounced Ascension for Switch.
I think so.
Party Crashers for PS4 and Switch. Revenant Dogma for Switch. I think that was a course I took in third year theology. Six Sides of the World for Switch. Soul Blight for Switch. Splash Blast Panic for Switch. Trouser Heart for Switch, which I am playing just on the name.
Yeah.
Trouser Heart sounds like the sequel to Dragon Heart I always wanted.
What would the rating on that be?
It's Sean Connery voicing a pair of pants as opposed to a big dragon. That's my hope.
I like it.
Yeah, it's a knight and his pair of pants traveling across the world.
It's bold, innovative.
And Vertical Drop Heroes HD for Switch. Some new dates courtesy of Nintendo Everything. You heard of those guys?
Obviously not.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Clearly, who are they?
Who are those Nintendo Everything people? I
I don't know. They're not living the Nintendo life, though.
They aren't. I know. But The Room, Switch, October 18th. 911 Operators, October 26th for Switch. Save Me, Mr. Taco, Tasukete Taco-san, heading to Switch October 30th. Very excited about this. Have you seen this?
Oh, yes.
Tell folks about it.
So I played it at PAX, and it is an absolutely lovely Game Boy inspired Switch game, which is just kind of weird to hear out loud, but it plays as though it's basically like a platformer where you take control of an octopus and do standard 80s, 90s platforming things, but it has the unique slant that it's like you're playing the game on a Super Game Boy, which is, if you've never played the Super Game Boy, it was an attachment for the Super Nintendo that you could put Game Boy games into and would throw completely terrible color filters over the entire grayscale game. So there's actually 2 buttons dedicated to just changing the color of everything in the game to look god-awful, and it's completely on purpose, and I love it.
I'm a huge fan of the Super Game Boy myself. Really, really enjoy it. I've had a lot of fun playing around with it. Love the Super Game Boy 2 even more. It's blue. It's awesome.
Yep.
You can hook it to another Super Game Boy. It's freaking weird. And I think it fixes some of the timing error with the original Super Game Boy.
It does. Yeah, and the link cable shenanigans between two people playing two Super Nintendos to play Pokemon is fantastic.
Absolutely. And then finally, Monster Boy for PS4 and Switch. That's December 4th. That's been delayed, and it's the sequel, the pseudo-inspired sequel to...
Right. They're basically taking the Wonder Boy and the Dragon's Trap route and redoing an old Sega Master System game with modern art. It looks nice. I will be honest, it feels like a discount version of Wonder Boy. But, it's in the same series. It's just a different group that's doing it. It's not Lizard Cube this time.
Yeah, I had somebody say, actually, the sequel is Monster World 4 for the Sega Mega Drive. Yes, I know. If we're going to talk about Wonder Boy lineage, and you want to talk about a tumbleweed.
Oh, yeah.
It's, go all the way back to the Adventure Island Wonder Boy beginning, and what that very, very quickly Monster World turns into. It's a nightmare. You got those weird like Monkey King games off to one side that are on their own thing, and
oh yeah, I had a Sega Master System as a kid, and I couldn't keep track of those games.
It's impossible.
One would pop up in my library, and I'd play it, and I don't know how it connects to them. It's great.
In the Dynastic Hero, for some reason, you're a beetle man. Who knows?
Yeah, I think people at Sega were just throwing darts at a wall and saying, okay, we got a beetle, a dude, and a monster. Let's go.
So before we go out into the next segment, you really did not get a chance at all at the beginning of the show to do what we normally do, which is have you introduce where you come from, what you're doing. Why don't you let us know, Steve, a little bit about living that Nintendo life? Sure.
So as the shirt says, I live the life Nintendo over at Nintendo Life. Nintendo Life is the world's largest Nintendo-centric website. We get about 12 million page views a month, 3 million unique views, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But I'm their U.S. editor. I've been working there for about 3 years now, where I started out doing just reviews, taking any piece of Wii U shovelware I could get my hands on and putting a score to it. Now I focus mainly on our U.S. operations, like planning events, going to E3 PAX, working with publishers to get coverage set up for all of our U.S.-based stuff. The main team is out in the UK, Damien McFerrin, Darren Calvert, Alex Olney, our YouTube guy, who is, I'm told, an incredibly accomplished Smash player.
Oh!
Yeah, he's supposedly the man. I've not yet played against him, and I'm kind of afraid to be honest.
You live in terror to play against him?
If he's got the skills that I'm told he has, I'm not that great. I came in second place in the Inner-Sight tournament because I got a little bit cocky and chose Ryu. But I'm told that Alex could probably wipe the floor with me, so... that's me in a nutshell. I've been doing games journalism in general for 6 years.
Yeah.
I started out actually, I have a great story about Greg. Maybe I'll save it for the next show.
All right, for Gamescast. Yes, because you are going to be our guest today on Kind of Funny Gamescast a little later on.
I will be doing Gamescast with the man Jared Petty and Greg when he gets here, I assume. He's
getting here. He's on his way in right now. All right, thank you, Steve. I felt like you kind of missed that chance at the beginning. So forgive the mid-show housekeeping, guys, but I wanted to make sure that Steve got a chance to let you know about all the wonderful things he's doing so you could go and check them out. Deals of the day. This one from our friend Emmett Watkins Jr., who writes in with Deals of the Day PSA for you guys. Ooh. First off, to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of Good Old Games, they're giving away free copies of Shadow Warrior 2 for the next 2 days. If you dig Doom 16 style shooters with heavily Diablo-esque RPG elements, definitely worth playing. That's a free video game over in GOG right now. Go to GOG.com and grab that. Second, EA's having a sale on PSN. Some of the publisher's best games are really cheap, so you want to check that out right now at the EA sale on PSN. Finally, Newegg has a few classic PS4 exclusives available for $16 with the use of the code. Oh, look, here's the code. EMCEPPT63. That'll save you on Gravity Rush 2, Hidden Zero Dawn, Complete, Neo, Last of Us, Ratchet & Clank, Everybody's Golf, and a lot more. Thanks a lot there, Emmett. Appreciate the heads up. Now it's time for Reader Mail. First brought to you by Third Love. Third Love has an offer for all the kind of honeys out there, the perfect bra. Using thousands of real women's measurements, Third Love designs its bras with breast size and shape in mind so they fit impeccably and they feel even better. In fact, they just added 24 new sizes, making them the industry leader with a total of 70 sizes. You can skip the trip and find your fit in 60 seconds online, then order and try it on at home with no more awkward fitting room experiences. Gia loves her strapless one. Her friend's boyfriend loves the black lacy one. And Jen didn't love hers because she bought one too big. But Third Love's free and easy returns made it simple to get the right one. So this is hands down the most comfortable bra you'll own because it's tagless with no itching, and Third Love knows there's a perfect bra for everyone. Right now, they're offering listeners 15% off your first order. That's a significant savings. So go to thirdlove, thirdlove.com/games, thirdlove.com/games right now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. That's thirdlove.com/games. for 15% off today. Also sponsored today by Loot Crate. Who loves Loot Crate? I love Loot Crate. I just got my cool Venom shirt. We Are Venom. The shirt, honestly, cooler than the movie. That's
Is it? I'm so depressed from what I'm hearing of that movie. I want to love it so much. Venom is like my favorite Spider-Man character. And hearing that the movie is no good is depressing. I'm still going to go see it knowing it's bad.
Well, I'll tell you what. You know the movie's good, but you could go to Loot Crate and get an awesome Venom shirt that is not bad. That is the opposite of bad. It is, in fact, good. Loot Crate offers a monthly subscription box delivered direct to your door with exclusive pop culture collectibles, apparel, and gear. Lots of DC Comics pops from Loot Crate. And don't get me started on all the Rick and Morty stuff that Kev has from there. Kev! Don't get me started. Don't get me started. This month's theme, I love Halloween. Welcome to the nightmare. Fight back against malevolent forces with gear from Soul Calibur 2, Silent Hill, Psychonauts, and Cuphead. Ladies and gentlemen, those are legitimately 4 of my favorite things on the planet Earth, and they're all coming together in this month's crate. Look at that. Loot Gaming, once again, October crate, Soul Calibur 2, Silent Hill, Psychonauts, and Cuphead. Loot Crate packs $60 or more of value in each crate for less than $29 a month. You can't lose. Loot Crate also offers 16 other awesome crates. From our pop culture classic Loot Crate, some gaming favorites, including Fallout and Halo. This crate will sell out. You must order this week to guarantee yours, as it will sell out. So get the best surprises each month from the largest geek and gaming subscription company, Geek Out in Style with Loot Crate. Once again, you got to order by this week if you want to make sure you get this. And you can do that now by subscribing at lootcrate.com/games and entering my code GAMES, and you'll save an exclusive 30% off. That's a lot of savings.
That's a lot.
Again, lootcrate.com/games and enter the code GAMES to save an exclusive 30% off your subscription. Kevin's just throwing something up on the screen here. What do we got here?
Nothing good.
This is not good news.
Wait, okay, well. Breaking news. This from Rachel Necro-Nilicon.
Spooky Halloween.
Yeah, Spooky Halloween name, I think. Oh, I see what this is. Hey, remember how there was going to be a skeleton crew staying on for a while and I was part of it? Nah, just kidding. We all just got laid off too. Kevin, I am assuming this is in relation to Telltale Games' recent layoffs and closure?
I think so.
Okay.
Greg Miller sent this to me.
Greg Miller sent us this. So yeah, looks like breaking news. Looks like we have, in fact, yet more bad news about Telltale Games. The rest of the crew is gone too, and that is the effective end of Telltale, I guess.
Yeah, I don't see how they're going to continue to produce anything if they've laid off their remaining staff.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
That's the unfortunate truth of it, which is a shame. I actually really enjoyed what they put out.
I usually enjoy my job. Reporting on this sucks.
Yeah, it absolutely does. It is a crappy way to continue through the show.
So more folks at Telltale looking for jobs today. If you know game industry jobs, design jobs, etc., where these folks might be able to use their skills, seek them out and make those available. Let them know. And yeah, thanks for the news, Kevin. This from John from Bloomington, Indiana. Dear Jared Petty and not from Minecraft Steve.
What the hell?
Yes, yeah.
I'm second bill to a blockhead.
Well, no, I think he's just distinguishing like you are. It's not like James and James the Lesser from Scripture. It's more like she's just trying to make sure that people understand. There's that blockhead, and then there's the legit, the OG Steve.
I like that. Yeah, I am the Steve.
You're the original Steve. I mean, you pre-Steve. That's Steve.
That's true. I was Steven before he was.
That guy's name might have been like Gomer had it not been for you.
That's true. They probably saw me and drew inspiration.
Yeah. So yesterday on the show, you mentioned that Splatoon 2 is getting all spooked out for their October event, Splatoween. Not only will the lobby area be decked out in spooky decorations, but if the maps themselves will feature graffiti and blacklight designs as well, you can add to that a special Mario Tennis co-op mission that's only accessible in October. And it seems like Nintendo is really making an effort to keep their online games going with consistent, frequent updates. Do you think this continuous flow of content justifies the new Nintendo Online subscription to help pay back the cost of staff supporting these games post-launch? Or is it still just ripping off dedicated fans? I'd love a PS. Are you team trick or treat? I'm a treat guy myself. Steve.
All right. So first off, I take exception with the idea that Nintendo's ripping people off for $20. I mean, when you look at Xbox Live and PSN, which yes, are completely better services, they're charging effectively triple, right? So $20 doesn't seem like an unreasonable ask, especially when consumers were kind of educated about this going in. Like when the Switch launched, Nintendo said, hey, we're going to give you, 6 months, I think, before we launch our big online service, and you'll have to give us $20. And then they extended that out like, hey, we're not ready because we're Nintendo and online is hard.
Okay.
So we're going to give you another year while we figure it out. And so asking people to pay $20, I kind of feel isn't so much of a ripoff. I mean, it's 2018. Online services cost money in general. I will say that Nintendo's offering is uniquely Nintendo in that our free games are NES games, and you know, it's stuff that we've all played hundreds, if not thousands, of times before. But I think that, you know, struggling
okay.
here.
That's all right.
The strategy of doing frequent updates isn't really something new to the online service. It's been something that they did in the Wii U, just nobody was looking. Splatoon 1 got tons of updates. It was frequently updated. You know, before the online service was really a thing, ARMS was getting updates. They're still doing those ARMS events every couple weeks. So I think that while it does add value to the service, it's not necessarily because of the service. I think these are things that Nintendo would be doing anyway. I think what you're getting for your $20 is frankly just access to their gated online stuff and some NES games that you may or may not want.
And that's worth it to you?
I would say playing online with friends is absolutely worth it. I think the implementation of it is the worst. and as much as I love Nintendo, I can't really forgive Nintendo Online. You know, I can't say it's a good service. It just isn't.
Okay.
Online play in 2018 is kind of a given. It should work, and it should work well.
If you didn't do this for a living, would you have Nintendo's online service?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Before I did this, I maintained an active Xbox Live subscription and PSN, and I don't really have to have those for what I do. And I definitely would keep a Nintendo Switch Online subscription just to play games like Splatoon and Mario Kart and ARMS with my friends. I hop into Splatoon at least once a week, every week. And to answer your question, John, I am Team Trick because why not? Why not? I'm always on the losing side, though. So if you do join me in Team Trick, be prepared to lose. I make no apologies for it. I am a bad judge of character, and I'm a bad teammate.
And I apologize for looking down during your answer. I was listening, but I was also checking on the Telltale stuff a bit. So sorry
that's totally fine.
Yeah. This from Bret Shipley. Hey guys, I was wondering if you could help, advise, or assist me in some way or another. So I studied video game development and design in college a few years ago and came out with a diploma. I'm currently not working in the industry that I love and I want to work in, but a job that I dislike. It's actually rather depressing. I've applied for several jobs and never had any luck or replies from 90% of companies I've applied for. Is there anything I could possibly do to get more attention? Thank you for keeping me and many others in the loop of what's going on in the industry. I listen to every single episode whilst I'm working in my current job, and it definitely helps me cope. Thanks for everything you do, and I'm sorry for the essay. Brett from England.
Wow, that is a great question, Brett. Unfortunately, I'm not an expert on how to get into the development side of the industry, but I think the key is to keep plugging away. Passion is really goes a long way in any field. I started doing what I'm doing by frankly, against the advice of many people, doing it for free for a while and shopping stuff around to editors at larger publications and building stories and sharing my enthusiasm about gaming with them and sharing that I wanted to share that with a larger audience. I think on the development side, I mean, it sounds like you have the training and the skills. It's just a matter of continually bugging people until someone says yes. And I think that persistence is something that is true for almost anything.
I think that I've worked on both sides. I've worked in media and publishing. And
Amazing.
I have the impression that there's a few things. One, luck is a huge part of it. You can be completely qualified and just not necessarily get the sit down you deserve.
Oh, absolutely.
That happens. Having a current portfolio of work in whatever your corner of the industry is. And I don't know whether you're an artist, a designer, an engineer. I don't know what your role is, but I do know that having a consistent body of up-to-date work that you can point to, even if you're just doing it for yourself, something you can walk into the interview and say, I made this. Collaboration projects with small studios, etc. Anything you can do to show that you are up to date on this, that you're in the middle of it, that you're plugged in, that absolutely helps. Enthusiasm helps. A willingness to listen and learn helps. But I'm going to say something that a lot of people aren't going to like to hear. It also doesn't hurt to know people.
Oh, absolutely.
Most of the jobs I've ever gotten, not just in video games, but in anything in my adult life, knowing people in that industry and in that place has helped. It just has. And it wasn't just a matter of ingratiating. It was just when people know you and trust you, they're more likely to forward things to decision makers. They're more likely to make stuff like that happen. So I'd say that networking beyond the LinkedIn is very important to getting a job in this industry. Being able to sit down with somebody, have a drink, have a dinner, have a coffee, it counts for a lot. Your thoughts?
For sure. So Jared's completely right. I shopped around. I built a portfolio of articles on a blog that I was not getting paid to write. That was my first into games journalism. I was writing on actually Kotaku's community blog, where just members of the community would get together and write whatever they felt like writing. It's still there to this day. A lot of people write a bunch of fun stuff there. And I ended up sending articles that I had been writing to Tina Amini, who was the deputy editor at Kotaku at the time.
Tina Amini?
She is my favorite person.
Friend of the show, Tina Amini, indeed.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So I sent Tina a few of the articles I was working on, and she decided to share some of those with the larger audience that they had at Kotaku, and eventually that translated into doing some actual paid work, once upon a time. And then from there, I ended up joining Nintendo Life. And since then, I've kept in contact with Tina, and we've worked together on a few things, including my Mega Man 11 article that you're not a big fan of.
I didn't say I wasn't a big fan of Mega Man article. I said I wasn't a big fan of Mega Man 8 having 3 representatives.
Kick-ass representatives.
On the list. Who are your 3?
Who are my 3?
If Grenade Man is on there, I'm going to throw something at you.
No, it was Search Man, because he's got a homing shot. 2 heads. He's the last on the list. Come on, give me
Search Man. Who else?
Search Man. I had Astro Man.
Okay.
And who's my 3rd Mega Man 8 guy?
And if it's Clown Man, we're just turning the camera off.
Oh no.
All right.
No. You know what? I will get back to you on that one.
On the 3rd one.
On the 3rd one, I will be honest. It's a little bit of a blur. I wrote it a few weeks ago.
Steve, I am just being mean to you.
I know.
You know. Okay, good.
I know. Trust me.
Excellent. No, I really, really enjoy all things Mega Man, and part of the joy of this industry and having so many people with so many different backgrounds and opinions, the arguments can be, I think in this age of internet anger, we forget that arguments with peers and friends can be fun and good.
Oh, absolutely.
Like disagreeing with people is not a sign that you hate them. I think we've come to equate that disagreement
absolutely.
And vitriol go together. Before we were all really, really mad a few years ago, that's not how discussion worked on the planet. Instead, we argued, but we did so teasingly, friendly, and we learned new things from each other. So I'd say hand slap to that. Hand slap.
It's a high five.
Hand slap.
We just agreed on hand slap. We just hand slapped on it.
Hand slapped on it. That's right, Coelho. Yeah. This one from Billythedoor. When I heard about the DDR movie on the show yesterday, I lost it. I will 100% see it opening weekend. The DDR movie is everything I didn't know I wanted in a video game film, What far-fetched video game movie ideas do you guys have? Thanks, from Billy.
So, I mean, which far-fetched video game ideas have they not turned into a movie already?
I don't know. There was going to be an Asteroids movie for a while. That never happened.
We had a Spy Hunter movie.
A Spy Hunter movie I could actually kind of see sort of working.
Kind of, sort of. I think it failed, though, didn't it? Like, it didn't come out.
I don't think it happened.
The Rock was attached
I don't
to it.
think
There was
got
a
finished.
trailer, even.
No, there is an article. It's a very long article on IGN somewhere that I wrote very recently about all of these like failed movie projects or probably will never happen movie projects and there were like 60 of them on that list.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure I got everything.
Probably some movie producer's kid likes a game and they're like, yeah, let's do that.
So what's yours?
Untitled Goose Game. We need this to happen. I just want 70 minutes of a goose being an asshole.
Okay, that sounds fantastic. I like it if we tie it in, and I think it needs to be an Edgar Wright movie.
There we go.
Tie it in with that Hot Fuzz vibe, maybe.
Oh yeah.
The small English village, but yeah, I can see Edgar Wright.
It could almost be a offshoot of Hot Fuzz.
Okay, Untitled Goose Game. That is spectacular. My pitch, if I'm going to make a ridiculous minute, it's like Groundhog Day, but every 60 seconds. The movie resets and it does that for 90 minutes.
Oh my God. I would watch it.
Yeah.
At least 2 minutes of it.
At least 2 minutes of that. Excellent. That's will minute 2 be called 2 minutes?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's what you have to call it.
Okay, minute 2, 2 minutes. Man, minute's so good. If you haven't played it yet, play it. You played it yet?
It is fantastic.
Yeah.
Devolver sent me a copy a while back, and it is addicting. Like,
love
I
it.
don't know what the hell I'm doing half the time in it, but it's like you learn death by death. Like, okay, I need to get over here, and I need to manage my time. And it's so hard to convey with words how fun it is, but it is a fantastic little game. And if you haven't tried it, you absolutely should. And if you're going to get it on the Switch.
Yeah, it's perfect on Switch. And it's one of my Game of the Year nominees, hands down. I love that game.
Oh yeah, it's crazy good.
Squad Up. This from John R. for PS4 and Switch. I love fighting games. My girlfriend and I have become incredibly hooked on Jared's favorite, Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, but she doesn't care for 3v3 games or Dragon Ball Z. So I'd like some best friends to play with in Dragon Ball FighterZ. I also play plenty of Splatoon 2 and Mario Kart. I'd love a squad of fellow Squid Kids to treat with and take on those dirty trickers in this month's Splatfest. PSN name JTown465. That's JTown 465. The letter J, TOWN 465. Switch. Get ready for that Switch code. SW273266347216. Sounds like something Tom Brady would shout at the line of scrimmage. There we go. All right. But yes, I love that. By the way, Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, not actually my favorite fighting game. I really like it, but favorite, that's a whole other can of worms. And that's a topic for an entire games cast. I'd say.
Yeah.
Favorite fighting game?
Oh man, you just put me on the spot.
I did.
I love fighting games, and I could probably do a whole games cast about it as well. But I have to go old school and say Street Fighter 3.
Oh, Third Strike or the very first one?
That's a tough one. I would probably say competitively Third Strike. If I'm playing solo, the first one.
Oh, no kidding. Rad. Oh, that's I like that.
Thank you.
Get those parries in there. All right.
Yeah. I wrote a whole Kotaku article on how much I love Street Fighter 3's parry. I have to.
I think I read that actually.
Yeah, the beauty of Street Fighter's parry. Like,
I absolutely read that. Oh, okay. That's a good article. You should read it. We'll put that on the required reading for today.
All right,
what was the title of that again?
The beauty of Street Fighter 3's parry.
There we go. All right. Now it's time for You're Wrong. During the show, you let us know what we got wrong at kindoffunny.com/you're wrong. And now we're going to look at that list. Please vamp while I reach for the You're Wrong iPad.
Vamp.
Okay.
Wow. Oh, that was some lame vamping. That was some lame vamping. All right. You know what? You have been a champion. Coming on here, you were caught in traffic.
Yeah.
You popped on, literally walked in the door. You may have to pee for all I know. You haven't touched your water, which makes me think you probably do.
No. I definitely need a drink. I don't need to.
I thought you just had to pee.
Oh, no.
Right.
I've just been enraptured by our conversation.
It has indeed been enrapturing. I hope they think so too. All right. What do we got here? What do we get wrong? Yes, I know it's pronounced Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Fighters. Hey, the 3 Mega Man bosses, this is from Artie, the 3 Mega Man 8 bosses in Steve's article were Searchman, Astroman, and Swordman at number 2.
How did I forget Swordman? He's got a fucking flaming sword arm. You can't beat that.
You can.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah. Let's be literal about it. The point is to beat him. But he's got a fucking flaming sword arm. It's sweet.
I don't know, man.
They even included the move in Smash, man. Like,
no
clearly, it's at least in Sakurai's top 10.
Uh-huh. All right. Let's see. What do we got here? Looking for any of the others. The breaking news.
Oh, and thank you for pointing out that Swordman was the one I forgot, which is kind of sad for me because he's clearly my favorite of the 3.
Let's see. Oh yeah, there's lots of people here coming in to point out that the "you're wrong" is that Andy was on the show. There's at least 3 of them already.
Got him.
Let's see.
There was a mattress in the road, people. He had to be here.
Let's see what else we have here. I think let's see. Jared, you read "you're wrong" backwards. I think, says Kebabs. I don't even know what does he mean by that. How do you read "you're wrong" backwards?
What?
Is he chronologically tracking who's
I'm
submitting
really
what?
not sure. Kebabs is kind of frightening me. Is he in the house? It's like Scream.
From the future?
He is. He might be from the future. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Kind of Funny Games Daily for Thursday, October 4th, 2018. I'm one of your very grateful hosts. Each and every day, you allow me to do what I love for a living, and I thank you for it. Steve, you've been a marvelous guest. Sorry about all the trouble with traffic and the rest of that,
problem.
but you hopped right in. You did it like a champ. So happy to share this mic with you. And come by this afternoon for Kind of Funny Gamescast. If you're a Patreon supporter, you can watch that live. If not, then you're going to get it, I think, next Monday, right, Kevin?
Yep, that sounds right.
Okay.
Awesome.
Either way, that should be a lot of fun. Greg Miller will be here for that. Who's hosting Games Daily tomorrow? Who knows? It's not me. I don't know.
Alana.
What's that?
Greg and Alana.
Holy crap, Alana's going to be here. Greg Miller, Alana Pierce. Ladies and gentlemen, that will be a Games Daily not to miss. 2 of the best people in what we do for a living together on this very stage. I'm not going to miss it for the world. Neither should you. See you soon. Till then, it's been a pleasure to serve you.
Thank you.